Picture this. The year is 1760. The world is on the cusp of a dramatic transformation. The rumble of change is in the air, carried on the plumes of steam engines. This, my friends, is the dawn of the Industrial Revolution. A period where innovation wasn't just an idea, it was a necessity. Inventions like the steam engine weren't just technological marvels, they were catalysts. They ignited a chain reaction, revolutionizing industries and forever altering the landscape of our cities. People flocked to these urban centers, hungry for work and opportunity. The demand for housing and infrastructure skyrocketed. Cities were bursting at the seams. The marriage of industry and design wasn't just practical, it was transformative. Buildings underwent a fundamental shift. We were building the future. The Crystal Palace, erected for the Great Exhibition of 1851, became an emblem of this new age. Its revolutionary modular design captivated the world. It wasn't just a building, it was a statement. And the world was watching. The early years of the Industrial Revolution were marked by a thirst for innovation. Every day seemed to bring new inventions, new possibilities. But amidst this whirlwind of change, one material emerged as a true game-changer: iron. Iron, once a precious and costly commodity, became increasingly affordable and accessible thanks to advancements in smelting techniques. Its strength and durability made it ideal for construction, particularly for large structures that would have been impossible to build with traditional materials like wood or stone. The use of iron in architecture wasn't entirely new, but the Industrial Revolution propelled it to new heights. Architects and engineers, emboldened by its possibilities, began to experiment with iron on an unprecedented scale. Bridges, factories, and even churches began to incorporate this versatile material, pushing the boundaries of what was architecturally conceivable. As groundbreaking as iron was, its reign was soon to be challenged by an even stronger and more versatile successor: steel. Steel, an alloy of iron and carbon, possessed an unparalleled combination of strength, flexibility, and resilience. The invention of the Bessemer process in the mid-19th century revolutionized steel production, making it significantly cheaper and faster to produce. This breakthrough paved the way for steel to become the dominant building material of the Industrial Revolution, ushering in a new era of architectural possibilities. The impact of steel on architecture was nothing short of revolutionary. Buildings could now soar to unprecedented heights, their skeletal frames of steel supporting vast expanses of glass and other materials. The skyscraper, an icon of the modern city, was born out of this steel revolution. The advent of iron and steel didn't just change the way buildings were built, it transformed the way architects thought about design. The ornate, decorative styles of the past, rooted in the limitations of traditional materials, began to give way to a new aesthetic. This new architectural language emphasized functionality, simplicity, and the inherent beauty of the materials themselves. Architects like Louis Sullivan, a pioneer of the Chicago School of Architecture, championed this new approach, famously declaring that form follows function. The Industrial Revolution, with its emphasis on efficiency and progress, had found its architectural expression. Buildings were no longer just meant to be admired for their decorative flourishes. They were designed to serve a purpose, to meet the needs of a rapidly changing society. The stage was set for the birth of modern architecture. The Great Exhibition of 1851, held in London, was a pivotal moment in the Industrial Revolution. It showcased the latest technological marvels from around the world. At the heart of this exhibition stood the Crystal Palace. Designed by Joseph Paxton, it was a marvel of prefabricated construction. Its vast glass and iron structure was assembled in 6 months. The Crystal Palace was more than just a building, it was a statement. It proclaimed the boundless possibilities of iron and glass. The Crystal Palace, while a remarkable achievement, was not an isolated phenomenon. It was part of a larger trend in architecture, a movement towards embracing new materials and technologies to create buildings that were both functional and aesthetically daring. In France, Gustave Eiffel's iconic tower, completed in 1889, pushed the limits of wrought iron construction to new heights. The Eiffel Tower, initially met with skepticism and even ridicule, would become a symbol of Paris and a testament to the audacity of modern engineering. Train stations, those gateways to the modern world, also embraced the use of iron and glass. Their vast arched roofs, spanning hundreds of feet, were made possible by these new materials, creating spaces that were both awe-inspiring and functional. The introduction of iron and steel, along with the increasing availability of plate glass, opened up a world of possibilities for architects. Buildings could now be taller, lighter, and more spacious than ever before. The development of the elevator in the mid-19th century further fueled the rise of the skyscraper. No longer limited by the number of stairs people were willing to climb, architects could now design buildings that soared dozens of stories into the sky. Cities, once characterized by their church spires and cathedral domes, began to be defined by the towering presence of skyscrapers. These steel and glass giants, symbols of progress and economic might, would become the defining architectural feature of the 20th century. The architectural innovations of the Industrial Revolution were not merely about aesthetics or engineering prowess. They were a reflection of a society undergoing profound transformation. The buildings of this era, with their emphasis on functionality, efficiency, and innovation, mirrored the values of the industrial age. The Crystal Palace, the Eiffel Tower, the early skyscrapers. These were not just buildings. They were symbols of a world in transition, a world embracing new technologies and new ways of living. They offered a glimpse into a future where architecture would continue to evolve, pushing the boundaries of what was possible and shaping the urban landscape for generations to come. The Industrial Revolution changed where we lived. Cities exploded in size, becoming sprawling metropolises. People flocked from rural areas drawn by the promise of work. This urbanization brought unique challenges. Overcrowding, sanitation, and disease became rampant. The old ways of city planning were inadequate. The Industrial Revolution spurred the need for innovative solutions. One of the most ambitious and influential urban renewal projects of the 19th century took place in Paris, under the direction of Baron Georges Eugene Haussmann. Tasked by Emperor Napoleon III with modernizing the French capital, Haussmann embarked on a sweeping transformation of the city's layout and infrastructure. Out went the narrow medieval streets, replaced by wide tree-lined boulevards. Parks and gardens were created, providing much-needed green spaces in the heart of the city. Sewers and aqueducts were constructed, improving sanitation and public health. Haussmann's vision for Paris extended beyond mere functionality. He sought to create a city that was both beautiful and efficient, a city that reflected the grandeur of the Second Empire. His grand boulevards, adorned with monuments and public buildings, became symbols of Parisian elegance and sophistication. Haussmann's renovation of Paris had a profound impact on urban planning worldwide. Cities across Europe and North America looked to Paris as a model for modern urban design. The idea of a planned city, one that was designed for efficiency, health, and aesthetics, gained widespread acceptance. The concept of zoning emerged, dividing cities into distinct districts for residential, commercial, and industrial use. This separation of uses aimed to improve living conditions, reduce congestion, and promote economic growth. The creation of large urban parks, inspired in part by the green spaces of Haussmann's Paris, became another hallmark of modern city planning. These parks provided a respite from the hustle and bustle of city life, offering recreational opportunities and improving the overall quality of urban living. The Industrial Revolution, with its unprecedented urbanization and technological advancements, gave birth to the modern city as we know it. The challenges posed by rapid growth and industrialization forced city planners and architects to rethink the very nature of urban spaces. The legacy of this era is still evident in the layout and design of our cities today. The wide boulevards, expansive parks, and distinct zoning districts that characterize many modern urban centers can be traced back to the innovations of the Industrial Revolution. As we continue to grapple with the challenges of urbanization in the 21st century, the lessons learned during this pivotal period in history remain as relevant as ever. The need for thoughtful urban planning, innovative design, and a focus on sustainability is paramount as we shape the cities of the future. The Industrial Revolution wasn't just about technology, it was a cultural shift. Ornate styles began to clash with the era's focus on efficiency. A new philosophy emerged, embracing simplicity and industrial materials. Modernism found its voice in architects like Louis Sullivan. Sullivan, a pioneer of the Chicago School, declared form follows function. His buildings, like the Wainwright Building, embodied this ethos. Their steel frames celebrated structure, rejecting excessive ornamentation. The confluence of new materials, technological advancements, and changing urban landscapes gave rise to the skyscraper. The elevator eliminated the need for buildings to be limited by stairs. Steel provided the structural backbone for these towers. The Home Insurance Building, completed in 1885, is considered the first true skyscraper. The skyscraper, a symbol of human ambition and ingenuity, was born. The architectural innovations of the Industrial Revolution were more than just aesthetic or technological feats. They were a reflection of a society undergoing a profound transformation, embracing progress, innovation, and the power of human ingenuity. Buildings, once symbols of tradition and history, became expressions of modernity and the possibilities of the industrial age. Grand train stations, with their soaring arches and expansive glass roofs, celebrated the speed and interconnectedness of the railway age. Factories, once hidden away on the outskirts of cities, became symbols of productivity and economic might. Public buildings like libraries and museums embraced new materials and technologies, reflecting the era's emphasis on education and enlightenment. The Industrial Revolution had ushered in a new era, and its architecture, bold, innovative, and unafraid to embrace the future, reflected this momentous shift. The architectural innovations of the Industrial Revolution continue to shape our built environment today. The skyscraper, once a novelty, has become a ubiquitous feature of cities worldwide. The use of steel and concrete, pioneered during this era, remains fundamental to modern construction techniques. Perhaps most importantly, the Industrial Revolution instilled in architects a spirit of innovation and a willingness to embrace new technologies and materials. This legacy of experimentation and pushing the boundaries of what's possible continues to drive the field of architecture today. As we face the challenges of the 21st century, from climate change to rapid urbanization, the lessons of the Industrial Revolution serve as a reminder that architecture has the power to adapt, innovate, and help shape a better future. The Industrial Revolution left an indelible mark on the world, especially on its architecture. Skyscrapers and innovative materials like iron, steel, and glass redefined our cities. The Crystal Palace showcased the possibilities of prefabrication and modular design. Haussmann's Paris reimagining emphasized wide boulevards and green spaces. Skyscrapers enabled by steel and elevators altered the urban landscape. As we navigate the complexities of the 21st century, The lessons of the Industrial Revolution resonate with urgency. Rapid urbanization and climate change demand innovative solutions, drawing from the past while embracing the future. Architects explore sustainable design and cutting-edge technologies. Modularity and prefabrication address affordable housing needs. Let us remember the lessons etched in our past to inspire and improve the human experience.